everyone, and welcome to another edition of Starting 11 here on the Let's Get Ready Network. I'm Adelia. That's my buddy Snark. We're back after the international break, and we had quite the run of games this weekend.
Yeah, I can think of a team that maybe forgot to show up after the international break. Maybe a couple of teams, actually. There's a couple of teams that didn't do so well. One a little more close to my heart, but we'll get to it. I'm just stop being mad at them at this point. You know what?
What?
I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. Is that what you're supposed to say? When you get, is that one of the perks you get to when you're my age? You're not mad anymore. You just get disappointed in the schmucks. Unbelievable. Anyways, let's go. Let's go on to the actual. Some teams actually did put in half an effort. We'll begin with, as we always do, first match of the week. This is Matchweek 5 or Matchweek 6. Is this Matchweek 5?
That's 5.
Matchweek 5. Wolves get to host Liverpool, who've been in pretty good form of late, and despite giving up the first goal to Wolves or whatever, it was a nice goal. Young Jan, Neto fighting him across the crease there and managed to get a boot to it. Good for them. 7 minutes in or something like that. But then after that, it's Mo Salah kind of takes over. He finds Cody Gakpo with a real nice pass in the box, through some legs and stuff like that too. And then another one to Andy Robertson. That same thing. He's finding these sliding passes, and these guys just know where to go. Like Salah knows where to put the ball in the box to get onto people's boots this year. Like something has clicked where he's not even just worrying about scoring anymore. He just knows where to put balls for people, and it's been working for him. He did the same thing with the last goal, to getting into Harvey Elliott and stuff like that. But it makes a weird flex. Again, if you try to stick your foot out to block the ball, all right, if it works, good for you. The problem is, there's most of the time it's not going to work. It's going to come off your foot funny, and this is what it did. This time, Harvey Elliott's shot is going right. It's not scoring, and so the keeper's just waiting for it, and it goes the exact opposite way. And what are you going to do? He freezes them up. Ball goes in. Liverpool wins 3-1. I think that's the third time they scored 3 goals this season already. So, color me unhappy with it, I guess. But good for Liverpool. You don't hear any of the talk so far this year about what a tire fire Liverpool is. They seem to have come into this year in the same kind of form they rounded out the last season with, which is much better than they started the season with.
Yes.
Not great for other teams hoping they would fall back, but don't worry, there's a team that's going to fall back to you. We're going to talk about them later on, but first we should talk to people, actually get our pal Justin to talk to people about our Patreon.
Hey guys, it's Justin, aka Hambone, just here to let you know a couple of things that we have going on with the channel. One, we have a Patreon. If you can and want to support us, you can do that. As little as $1. You can join the Discord. We also have a merch store where you can get some cool shirts, mugs, and stuff with all of our different shows and labels on there. And thank you for all of our supporters that have already been there with us.
It's patreon.com/LGR_network. If you'd like to help support the channel, we'd really appreciate it.
Don't worry, he's not talking funny. He's just from Alabama. That's how they talk.
All right, what's next?
Next game is Villa and Palace. And, I thought it would be a pretty good game. It was really one-sided, but you wouldn't know it by, the scoreboard. Villa had the ball all the time. They were passing well. They were looking good. Plenty of opportunities to score, just couldn't. But again, against the run of play, it's Edson Ador fighting in the box, past Martinez.
How was he that open?
It was just I don't know, just some deflections, and there you go.
I guess.
Yeah, whatever. And they actually have a chance to go up 2. Essay has a real good chance, and Martinez climbs the ladder. I don't know how he got up that high and knocked the ball out of the way. So it's important because Joe Duran. Okay, when you want to talk about power off your kicks, you want to talk about getting torque. He's at the top of the box, and it just gets put at a level, and it's just perfect for him. And he just whips his hips around and hammers this thing top down to tie it up.
Great strike from John Duran.
Is fantastic. That's what that's why you go to the Premier League to see goals like that. Now after that, Palace falls to pieces, and Watkins gets taken down in the box by Chris Richards. So the ref will point to the spot, and VAR wants him to go have a look. So he does, and upholds this call. So I think that's I agreed. I thought it was a penalty. So I was I'm not going to say anything bad about the rest. I'll say this is how VAR is supposed to work.
Yeah.
They're supposed to say just make sure, take another look at this. They're not supposed to say how anything's going or what they see. It's just take another look, and they show him something or whatever, and he decided, his original call was right. And it was.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I thought it was a penalty too. It looked like he played, but was it Ollie Watkins before he played the ball, which should be a penalty.
Yeah, it looks like when he's kind of kicking around or whatever to try and get the ball, he hits. He may have hit it, but he's already hit Louise or whatever and taken him down. It doesn't take much to get a penalty. Sometimes it takes a lot. This time it didn't take too much. But it looks like he did kind of whip his foot out from under him. So, yeah, I agreed with the thing. Douglas Luiz goes to the spot, scores. And then, a minute later or whatever, Leon Bailey will add another one. But that's just everybody pressing. Everybody's forward. It's easy to counterattack those kind of things. So, Villa get a much-needed win. Palace or whatever, still, they're going to – everybody – is in that mid-table thing or whatever. So they're going to stay mid-table. We're going to stay mid-table. Right now it's going to be hard to see anybody get out of that. Fulham and Luton. Fulham win.
It was a game.
Luton had some chances, It's Vinicius who scores for Fulham. They're in a nice spot. They after all this stuff and they lose Mitrovic and stuff like that, they're in ninth spot. I thought, they'd be bottom of the table. And who knows? It's 5 weeks in. They very well may be at the end of the year down there, but they're winning games that they should win. Still no points for Luton. What are you gonna do with these guys?
Luton's in a lot of trouble.
Just be happy you get to see them play at home. What is it, 19 times? So, next match, West Ham and City. Now, if I was to tell you at the beginning of the year that this match would be for who's top of the table in the league, I'd eat my own hat.
I would have been shocked.
Yeah. That first goal, though. Okay, so Hammers actually get on the board first. And it's an incredible pass. I can't remember the name of the Russian. Vladdy Fukal gets a pass knee high through the box, and James Ward-Prowse just gets his head down to it, and then
James Ward-Prowse has been incredible for West Ham so far this season.
What a pickup!
Great pickup.
It's how was he left? How was he just left? And he got picked up for what, 30 million? How was he just left?
Something like that. I don't know.
Unbelievable. But don't worry, guys, because Chelsea picked up a whole bunch of 18, 19-year-olds. They're going to be real good in
maybe
4 or 5 years. Possibly. They're possibly maybe good in 4 or 5 years. We'll see. Anyways, City much better on in the second half. Doku, the guy they signed from Rennes in the summer, gets his first as a City goal, where everybody just decided to leave him alone.
Yeah, because that was always going to work.
Well, what were they doing?
I have no idea what they were doing.
He's coming in from the left-hand side. There's 2 guys to the right of him, 2 guys to the left. They started just kind of stay in place, Just let him keep going at that. It's like, okay, I'll try this. There you go. Bang, bang. Game is tied. And then that second goal, it's Alvarez and Bernardo Silva playing a little bit of give and go. And Alvarez with the lovely little flick pass over three guys onto the boot. Makes no mistake. 2-1. And then is it really a Premier League match if Erling Haaland hasn't scored for City? I don't think it is. So
I don't know. I was starting to think he wasn't going to because he was missing some chances in that game.
He does that. He did that against, who was it? Burnley. He was missing chances, and then all of a sudden it comes at the end or whatever. So yeah, all it takes is one. All it takes is one for him. Like, and he just has the mindset he's going to score all the time, and it's so important. Maybe there's 11 people or more that should take a look at this guy and think, oh, all I have to do is score all the time. That's all I want to do. Maybe they can take that to heart, but I'm not going to get mad about them. Not at all. Not today. Next one. You know who should be mad? The fans of the Manchester United Red Devils.
Oh my God, this game.
Yeah.
They were dismantled by Brighton.
The note I wrote down when I was finished watching the game the other day, they never stood a chance.
No.
Like, tactically, they were outmatched. What Roberto De Zerbi is doing in Brighton is a wonder. Ten Hag has looked what we said this stuff at the beginning of last year too, but this time it's for real. Ten Hag, I think, has maybe run out of ideas.
He's run out of scapegoats.
Yeah, there's injuries. Sure, everyone has them. Chelsea has 17 or something like that of them. We're still not good. Like, United, you're not good. Your midfield is trash. It's trash. And it was fully
last year, Cristiano was the problem, so they got rid of Cristiano.
Yeah.
This year, it's been Harry Maguire and Jadon Sancho, and God knows what else is the problem over there. Anthony's not in the team right now because he's not the best person in the world, apparently. So, he's run out of people to blame. It's just like they got all his guys. They got Onana because he was his guy. They got, all the players he wanted, and it's not working out well for them.
It's not working out well. So, Onana. Oh, boy. I wonder if things change. Like, just the perception around Onana, if he actually does get called for that penalty in that first match against Wolves. And
maybe.
Just the attitude afterwards and stuff like that. Like, I don't know if, like, maybe it's just a karma thing. Maybe karma's a thing.
But I mean, this is just putting into perspective how not awful David De Gea was last year.
He won the Golden Boot.
He won Golden Glove.
Oh, sorry, the Golden Glove. I always get mixed up. Yeah, sorry. Obviously, the one for keepers.
Like,
the Golden Glove.
That's the guy they thought was the cause of why they weren't winning enough games, and they got rid of him.
Has he even signed anywhere?
I don't think he has.
He has. This is bananas.
It is. It's crazy.
When you look at teams that have goalkeeping problems, what are you guys doing? Sign this guy.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. Anyways, obviously, he can't be the reason. Anyways, let's talk about that first goal real quick, where Adinga gets it through the box, and that real nice dummy by Lallana, just opening up his legs or whatever, getting it through to Welbeck, and again, everybody went to Lallana. Welbeck's just kind of there. It's like, oh, I'll put this over here. No problem. Goal. Now, speaking of goals, maybe a little controversy here. Maybe, I don't know if it would have affected the outcome of the game, but United are pressing. Rashford picks up the ball. He gets it out front to Højlund. Højlund puts it in. I don't know how many times you've seen this replay. To me, it looks clear and obvious that it was out, but a lot of people are bringing up the Japan-Spain match from the World Cup where they're talking about the curve of the ball too, but even still, like,
very close.
Yeah.
Whether that ball was completely out or not, I think from the replays that I've seen, it looks out, but like you said, it might not have been completely out, but whatever they looked at when the VAR looked at it, they said, no, that was out. So.
Yeah, and they had to have definitive proof because it was ruled a goal on the pitch. It was ruled a goal. So, a little bad luck for United.
Shame.
I'm gonna tell you something right now, and I don't want you to be surprised. I did not cry myself to sleep over that on Saturday.
I didn't either.
Oh, that's okay, fine. Yes. Who else scored for them? I know João Pedro put in a nice one-timer strike or whatever. Gross gets one.
Gross, yeah.
Gross gets one as well. That Gross one was kind of strange too. It looks like it's a pass meant for Lallana, but wide, and it just keeps drifting. And the United players are just watching it go. And Gross just steps up and gives one little fake out and then puts it in. So. Whatever, 3-0. Like Hannibal scores right after that Pedro goal. So
yeah,
a 3-1 score. And I know the announcers just want United in it so bad or whatever. It's like, is this the turning point? You should I don't know what you got. Like I had the Fubo. I have the Fubo app up here in Canada, so I don't. I'm not sure if we get the same announcers.
I don't know if we had the same announcers or not, but there was a very much. Is this the start of the comeback kind of commentary happening? And it was just like, no.
Yeah.
Sorry, but no.
There wasn't one. There wasn't one. They can't move. They can't move the ball effectively. They have good players. I don't believe they're used right, and whatever. I'm not. I'll never be sad to see United. Still United, with the 2 wins, still doing better than Chelsea, who, yes, only have 1. Anyways, we'll go on. Speaking of comebacks, and speaking of getting my damn heart ripped out, we're going to talk Tottenham Hotspurs 2 and Sheffield United 1.
I hated this.
Yeah. Again, another goal coming off the run of play by Gustavo Hammer. Scores for Sheffield United. And it's been a no-score game. It's been, Sheffield, taking pressure. Yeah, and the occasional move the ball up the pitch. Let's see what we can do, sort of thing. Hammer scores. Now there's 12 minutes added on in extra time,
which was ridiculous.
But I believe it's in the 7th minute, and Perisic has a corner, and of all people, Richarlison puts his head to it, and then Richarlison
finally did something.
He's trying to earn his money for the first time in well over a year. Yes, it's Richarlison who gets Spurs back on board. The Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is very excited at this. Then 2 minutes later, he draws 2 defenders to him. People are all of a sudden worried about Richarlison and leaves Kulusevski wide open. So he just gets the ball to Kulusevski. It's like, oh, Sheffield, you could have done it. You could have done it. You didn't do it, though. Whatever. No. They didn't do it. No. It wasn't like we didn't think that Spurs was going to win, but just that they were that close to defeat. They were this close. And that's something they seem to do, too. They just managed to wring points out of nowhere. And again, not this year. They've been very good this year. But I'm talking in years past. They managed these things and to drive me nuts. But like at a bottom feeding team like Sheffield United, and to not get a point there either, oof. It's hard for them. Hard. Move on to the next game. Next game should have been a very exciting game. And I'll say it was a match. There wasn't much of it at all. It's Newcastle beating Brentford 1-0.
Yeah.
Just the 1 goal between them. And it's from a penalty. And Anthony Gordon is taken down. Now, what did you think? Like, I think Flecken had like, to be fair, I think Flecken had a pretty good game up to that point. But the sliding out, like, where that ball was he ever in any danger?
I don't think he needed to do that.
No. And of course, it's in the box. These guys know go to ground. If he touches them all, it looks to me, it looked like Gordon kind of dove into him, but it's his right to do it because he was going for the ball, sort of thing. Like Flecken was out of position, he shouldn't have been sliding. He left his feet. Callum Wilson scores. Callum Wilson, who had one taken away, and they were upset. Like I went and I watched. You can find like each team will put out like a 10-minute recap of stuff, right? So I found Newcastle's, and their announcers were very upset that Callum Wilson's first goal didn't stand, the one that was called back on VAR.
I don't know why they're so upset.
He's holding on to Flecken's arm. Like he's literally holding
it's a clear foul by Callum Wilson on Flecken.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they're so upset. But yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it was kind of funny. It's like, guys, relax. You know, he did what he did. Like no one, you should never dispute this. It's whatever. Not a good look. But Callum Wilson has been very good this year too, I would say. Much better than some. Like, where's Almiron?
No idea.
What's happened to him? Like he went back to that game in Atlanta, the conquering hero in preseason, and we haven't seen him since. Like he has not been effective at all for that club. So maybe is he a one-hit wonder, Almiron? We'll see.
Maybe, but we'll see.
We'll see. Speaking of one-hit wonders. It's not a very good segue at all. I wanted to talk now, finally, about a certain underachieving club that I still love with my dark and angry heart. Couldn't manage a goal against AFC Bournemouth. They looked like they should have, if that counts. I think Sterling had that one go off like the inside of the post or whatever from a set piece, which is rare that we had a chance to score at a set piece. And it goes out to Colwell. Colwell, of course, a mile offside when he scores, but that's fine. Nicholas Jackson had chances. Is it? Did they jump on this guy? Like he was on the bench before when he was in France, and it was just in that last 8-game stretch or whatever it was, he really started on fire. So when Stanley and stuff went down there, they signed him, like looking like this is the way it's going to be for him. And is this going to be the way? Like it looks like he has so much potential. It looks like it's there. It's just he falls apart when the ball's on his foot. Like when the chance is there, where's it going to go? Like he had, like I don't know if you saw the meme, but he had one shot where he's in the box. And he put it 20 feet wide, like into the stands.
I did see that, yeah.
This is what we're getting for Nico Jackson. Conor Gallagher. Okay. Known him since he was a kid. They sat Chilwell today. They benched him. And they put forward the back finally, trying to do something. And defensively, they look better. So there you go. But they put Chilwell out. They have Conor Gallagher in. Conor Gallagher gets the captaincy. Conor Gallagher, yet another youth grown up through our system that now has worn a captaincy band for Chelsea, even though Thiago Silva was on the pitch. So there you go. When he gets a chance, even unmarked in the box, he's just going to put it at net, like right at the keeper. He's not going to try and make a move. He's not going to move at all. He's just going to put it straight. Like it's so easy to defend against him. Like he's got to start doing something. And you look at them in practice. You look at them just like shooting balls at practice, and they're putting it everywhere. They can do all the stuff they want with it, but they just can't relate it to actual game action. And speaking of game action, Mudryk played. I didn't think he was horrible.
I mean, yeah.
He was fine. It looked like he had some good passes and stuff like that. Of course, he's so fast. He had some good passes, and people couldn't do anything with him, i.e. Jackson. I can't wait for Christopher and Cuckoo to come, but they're gonna go do what they had to do before, and they're gonna go get a striker. They'll either go for Tony, or they're gonna try and get what's his name out of Italy again. but we'll see. I think it's to do what, to finish up 12th again this year. Like, is that what we're aiming for? Like, I've heard people talk about it, like pundits talk about it, and I've tried to rally against it, but it just keeps settling in. Chelsea has become a mid-table club with these new owners just wanting all these young kids to flourish and stuff like that. Maybe 4 or 5 years we'll be back to being the same old Chelsea. But right now it's like, they're paying incredible wages for these kids to learn, and it doesn't make any sense. Sanchez had a good game.
He did.
Yeah, I'll say he was the best guy on the pitch. For as much shit as I've given him before, he was our best player Saturday, earning the clean sheet. It wasn't just give it to him. He earned it. Yeah, some real good saves. I think he had one on who am I thinking of? Solanke in close or whatever, having to dive out to get it and stuff like that. So again, Dom Solanke was good for Bournemouth, but he has to be excellent because he's their best player by far and needs to do more. Now,
this was amazingly the first 0-0 draw of the season.
Yay!
In the entire league. That is surprising.
Yeah, for a sport even that so many people, it used to be or whatever, the whole thing or whatever about watching 0-0 draws and stuff like that, to make it through 5 weeks before getting one is pretty good. Speaking of pretty good, you can talk about your team now. Beat Everton. Your last ever trip to Goodison Park.
Last ever trip to Goodison Park, and we finally won there again. We hadn't won there since like 2017 or something like that.
6 years.
Yeah, we don't win in Liverpool, at Liverpool or at Everton, so this was nice.
Yeah.
The offside call on Martinelli's disallowed goal, I thought was kind of, there was a deflection in there from an Everton player. I wasn't entirely certain how that made Nketiah offside, but it is what it is. I will say Martinelli went off with a hamstring injury. He's probably going to be out for a few weeks.
Yeah, that was my question. It's like, how have you heard of how long he's going to be out?
I haven't heard an exact estimate of how long he's going to be out yet, but it's probably going to be a few weeks. And we brought Leandro Trossard off the bench as the substitute, and let me tell you, I am so happy. I think we went through this a lot last year.
Yeah.
That we signed Leandro Trossard, not Mudryk. I really am. I feel like we dodged a bullet, and Mudryk was a little better, I think, this week.
I think especially for your project, he's just so much better. You don't need someone to learn. You need someone to fit in right now. And
and Trossard's really good at that. He's going to get his chance to play on that side, I think, in the Champions League this midweek. We play against PSV, and then we've got the North London derby on Sunday. Well, I won't be able to watch it live, so that's going to be fun to deal with.
Yeah.
So we've got that.
That's what PVRs are for. Just record it and just phase out everything sports till you get home.
I'm going to. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll be on a plane. I won't be able to watch it. Actually, I won't be on a plane because it'll be so early in the morning. It's the early game on Sunday. Normally, it's the later game on Sunday for the North London derby, but apparently the local Jewish community asked them, since it's Yom Kippur, if they would do the game earlier in the day, so it's the earlier game. But it'll be at like 6 a.m. where we're at. I was gonna say, you don't want to get up at 6 a.m. I don't want to get up at 6 a.m. for that. So so I'll be watching that later. But we got the goal from Trossard, a great goal.
And a great pass by Saka, a super smart pass by Saka.
Great pass by Saka.
Yep.
I just felt like we controlled most of that game, even when we weren't getting many shots on the net. Yep. Everton, like when we played Everton last year, they were it was Sean Dyche's first game as Everton manager, and they were in our face, pressing, trying to disrupt what we were trying to do, and they weren't doing any of that on Sunday.
Right. But I will say, That at least for the first 70 minutes, that was probably Everton's best game they played this year.
Oh, probably. It was probably Everton's best game of the year. Yeah.
They played really well.
Mikel Arteta made the decision. Yeah, Mikel Arteta made the decision to put David Raya in goal. I thought he did really well. I thought his distribution was pretty good. I don't think that this is a problem yet, but I can see how this becomes a problem if Ramsdale's playing well and Raya's playing well. But Mikel seems pretty damn insistent. I know they are. I'm well aware rumors are starting. And you knew that they would, because nobody's ever tried to do this 2 goalkeeper of this like equal kind of level of these caliber system thing. Mikel, there's a lot of people trying to read into what Mikel's comments after the games were, saying that they think he didn't have the courage to sub Ramsdale out after the mistake in the Fulham game and put Raya in. So that could be something we see later this year. I haven't heard the comment that seen the video of that comment yet, but when they asked him if this is a start of a new number 1 for Arsenal, he brought in, well, we subbed Fabio Vieira in, so how is this any different? Vieira started for Kai Havertz. I thought he had a pretty good game.
You didn't miss the slim duck.
No.
The slim deer. All right. So you guys get another point. You guys are in 4th.
But we're tied for like 2nd.
Right.
In points.
Yeah.
We're on the same number of points with Liverpool and Tottenham, who are our next 2 games.
Yeah, I was gonna say the stretch that you have is it may be season defining, even though it's very early. It's very early. One more match to cover. Okay, last Arsenal thoughts.
I was just gonna say I think that the stretch that we've got going in now is going to be good for them to go through, because I'd rather get stretches like this out of the way earlier in the year than later.
I'm sure you'd rather have Martinelli with you, though.
I would prefer Martinelli not have gotten injured, but you can't control that. So
no, yeah, a pretty good replacement in Trossard, I'll say.
Yeah.
It's good. They will be the matches of the week for those for the 2 upcoming match weeks. We'll get to that in a minute. First, we've got the last game of the week in Forest and Burnley, and it's Burnley getting on the board first. Ziki Abdemdouni, Kuleshko comes in from the side or whatever, puts it on goal, or puts it out in front to Lyle Foster, whose name we'll mention a couple of times today.
Yep.
I don't know if that's a pass. If it's a pass, it's a real good one. A flick behind him to find Amdouni all by himself.
Yeah.
But it kind of looks like he just missed a kick to me.
It kind of did, yeah.
Yeah, so, you take the fluke pass or whatever, it goes in. Very nice. Speaking of very nice, Forrest ties it. And
this is a great goal.
One of my, kids I watched grow up in the system, just kept getting injured, got sold at the deadline this summer to Forest and Callum Hudson-Odoi, and he showed all the promise he had growing up, all the promise, like all the unfulfilled, everything about him that we wanted to see. He just put it into one shot for us. It's like, that's it. And a wonderful shot going across, and that's curling it in to the far right side off the bar and in. I had a big smile, and when I saw him score that goal. I was very excited for CHO. And then we go to the second half, and Lyle Foster looks to have scored again. But it's ruled that Sander Berg? I believe that's his last name. Burge. Looks like he played it down with his hand or with his arm. He cuts it out like this. It looks like he comes in. It's about here. I'm okay with that call. It was close in the lead up with Hudson-Odoi as well. Awini looked like he had one go off his shoulder here and then down. Mm-hmm. So they're close, but it looks more like Burgess was off the arm or whatever down onto his boot, and so it directly affected the play. But it's not the only time VAR will have a look at things and talk about Foster, because game's still level, and Burnley pressing. Like, where was Forrest? They scored that goal and they went to
Forrest
sleep again.
Were pretty bad.
They're happy getting draws. They're happy with a single point. They had they just, like, guys, we're gonna park the bus. Like what for? Like, this is Burnley. Go for it. Like, it was pretty frustrating. But Burnley, to their credit, we're going forward, and there's a play in the box. For some reason, Lionel Foster gets away from him, and there's grabbing in all these set pieces, that. And he puts his elbow in the guy's chest.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they looked, it's like, are they looking to see if maybe, like, if there was a penalty, if somebody brought somebody down and stuff like that. And that's what the announcer started talking about. And then they said, we're having word that this is not what they're talking about. This is, and then they show him just going like this right in the chest.
That's a red card all day of the week.
Straight red card. Now, what they were saying on the thing, that's a 3-match ban, so I don't know if he's already been.
A straight red card is 3 matches.
I thought it was 2, but yeah, 3 matches for him. Gone with 2 minutes basically left in the game. What a waste. And he was having a good game, Lyle Foster.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is why you have to control your temper. You have to control your temper. Like I did today. I told you I wouldn't get mad, and I didn't. I was a very nice boy.
That's true.
But I am going to hit my pillow tonight. I'm just kidding. All right. So we, as we always do, we went around trying to pick who would win. And we tallied it all up. And there's a clear winner this week. You, unfortunately, were on assignment last week. Ferris came in, did a wonderful job. He picked his teams. I picked my teams. You sent in yours from the outside desk. Turns out Ferris wins, and he did pretty good. He got 8 points. So rotten. I'm not impressed with that at all. I am unhappy. I think I'm still 0 for the season. I'm pretty sure I still haven't picked a winning week, but it'll all start this week. And actually, we got 2 weeks to pick, because as they were on international break last week, we are on international break this week, at least me. So, we'll be doing this for a couple weeks. Plus, there's a Tuesday match, so we should probably cover that one as well, because by the time I get back, there's no way we can do it on the Monday. So, we'll start off first, week 6, Palace at home to Fulham.
Oh, I'm going to go Palace.
I'm going to go Palace too. This one, do I want to go draw? I'm going to go draw. This looks like a game where maybe nobody wants to win. Who knows?
Yeah.
Here's the one that could be important later on this year, Luton and Wolves.
Wolves. Absolutely no faith in Luton to do anything this year.
Yeah, it's too bad. And they're at home, but I'll pick Wolves to win as well. City at home to Forest.
City.
Forest don't win away from home.
Forest don't win at home either, apparently.
No kidding. Unbelievable. Brentford and Everton.
Brentford didn't look great against Newcastle, but I'm still going to pick them.
I'm picking them as well. Everton holding down the last relegation spot as we speak, but many weeks to go. Burnley versus United.
I would say United, but they have looked so bad recently.
This is at the Turf Moor.
Burnley haven't looked good either, though, so I'll go United.
Yeah, this is another one where you think they could force a draw if they keep pushing. I'm gonna say draw.
Okay.
Now, the important one, And this, I'm going to be shocked about what your answer is going to be. Arsenal at home to Spurs.
Arsenal.
Like, do I just go draws? Like, no, I think Arsenal could take them at home. If they couldn't score for 94 minutes against
Sheffield United.
Sheffield United, I'm sure Arsenal can put one or two past them. An on fire Brighton taking on Bournemouth.
Brighton.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Now, this one is a tough one. Chelsea at home to Aston Villa.
I might go draw on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Is this one where we pull it out? Is this the one where we get it together? I'm going to hope so, because
I'm going to have to score a goal for that.
Yeah, well, maybe they could put one in their own net, Adelia. Own goals count too.
They do.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to say Chelsea, and hopefully we can get 2 or 3 own goals by then. Anyways, Liverpool. Ooh, this is a good game. Liverpool at home against West Ham.
Liverpool. But that should be a good game, yeah.
Yeah, they're both in pretty good form. I'm going to take Liverpool too. Now, Sheffield United against Newcastle United.
Newcastle.
It's a United ball. You're going to take Newcastle?
It is.
I'm going to take them as well. Even though Newcastle hasn't blown the doors off of anybody yet, but they can win. They can win that game. It's just Sheffield United. We'll go to week 7. All the way to week 7. Aston Villa is at home this time, but to Brighton.
Brighton.
Yeah, Villa has been so sine wavy. I'm gonna take them as well. I'm not gonna trust them. Not against Brighton. Not against what they've been doing. It's been incredible. And I think I have a wrong game up here. Hold on one second. So I'm pretty sure Bournemouth isn't playing Arsenal. Hold on.
No, they are.
Oh, it is Bournemouth and Arsenal? Why am I thinking Liverpool? Anyways,
no.
Spurs and Liverpool next week. That's why that's why they got mixed up. Spurs and Liverpool. Bournemouth and Liverpool, Arsenal. I'm sure you're going to pick the home team.
I'm going to pick Arsenal.
Well, that's a surprise. I'm going to pick them too. Okay, a tricky one. This is tricky, and this could be it might not in the long run matter because they might both be relegated, but Everton is going to host Luton.
Draw.
Yeah, that's a hard one, right? Ooh, yeah. Do Luton finally get a point out of this year? You said draw. I'm going to say Luton. Why not? I can say Everton could mess it up. Why not? Be Luton's big deal for the year. Plus, this is why I lose on these predictions every single week, because I always think, oh, wouldn't that be nice? Instead of just thinking, oh, this is actually what's going to happen. But United's at home to Palace.
I don't trust Palace enough, so United, but I feel bad about having picked United for both those games.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Palace. I just think that some of their guys can eat away at that midfield, no problem. Ezzy, Edward, no problem. They just have to stop goals. Newcastle, Burnley.
Newcastle.
Yeah, they're at home. It shouldn't be a problem for them. West Ham versus Sheffield United.
West Ham.
Yep. Again, that's not surprising. This one won't be surprising either. Wolves and City.
City.
Yeah, I don't think they should have any problem walking into the Molyneux grabbing 3 points from Wolves.
No.
That marquee Saturday matchup, Spurs and Liverpool. This is at the vaunted and hallowed Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Liverpool.
Ooh, yes. Ooh. I'm going to take a draw. I don't like either one of them. Yeah, I'm still going to say draw. Sunday, October 1st. Forest is at home to the Brentford Bees.
Brentford.
You say Brentford. I say Brentford as well. Forest barely made it past the Archers today. Now, here's a battle. There's one of the matches that I look forward to every year, and it usually comes up a win. Not last year. It's the battle for Fulham Road. Fulham versus Chelsea.
Draw.
At the Cottage. You say a draw. I say Chelsea wins. I say they get it together and right the wrongs that happened last year. Because there's no way we lose to Fulham, especially in Fulham. Like, that's basically our home. We just let them live in it. And Luton and Burnley. Ooh, another one that could matter further down the road.
Burnley. They at least look like they can score goals.
They do. They look like a better team than Luton. Even if I picked Luton to win earlier. All right. That's it. International break.
For us. Not
For
for the
us.
Premier League.
Not for them. For who matters, right? Who matters?
Thank you, everyone, for joining us this week. Like we said, we won't be here next week, but we'll be back in 2 weeks with another Starting 11. Snark, where can the people find you?
You can find me, in one less place after this week. We've been doing stuff with the LGRN Entertainment channel. One of the shows I've been covering, Winning Time with our pal Ferris, was unceremoniously canceled after its season finale last night. Although I think they had an idea because there's a epilogue thing or whatever for it, and so it's really looks like the end of it. We'll talk more about it though on the season/series finale of Winning Time, which will be coming up this week. You can also see me review the new Ahsoka series with Danny and Justin. We'll be recording, I believe it's episode 6. We'll be watching that and reviewing it sometime this week as well. But the important thing, also LGRN after Snark on our Twitch channel every weekend. The important thing is what's happening this weekend, Adelia.
Yeah, this weekend, this Saturday, special Saturday edition of the Open Table. With some familiar faces in a place that is not so familiar to most of us. And that's all we'll say about that. Tune in and watch. On the LGRN Entertainment channel, there's a link to that channel in the description. Otherwise, you can find us here every Tuesday, except for next week, 3 p.m. Pacific, and talking Premier League football. And until next time, guys, we're out.